Hello, welcome back to another Guns Contractors video. Today is a new job for me. I've got a new machine to do it with as well. I'll be building a double garage on this plot here. It's like a sort of oak, one of those sort of oak beam, quite sort of nice semi-workshop things, which should be good. Got to dig into this slope here quite a bit. There's quite a bit of excavation, about 1 metre at the back to reduce dig, and that's all really in the interest of keeping it below the ridge height of the house adjacent to this. So bit of an excavation, and I would have taken, of course, my backhoe, but I've actually got the brand new 3CX Pro on demo kindly from Green Shields, which is excellent. This seems to be a top spec machine, and I will be doing a review of it as well. But for now, got a bit of topsoil to strip off and start getting the excavations going, find out what type of soil we've got down here. Pretty sure it's chalk, but the quality of it, and then I can start getting the muck away lorries in and loaded. That's the plan. This is the progress so far. Mountain of muck away. I found a whole load of old rubble and stuff under here. This is going to be like the drive area, so we'll leave that in there really, and we can get it down to a bit of a depth and blind it over with some new stone, new type 3 to go in here. Garage is going to start from about here onwards. It's going to go back pretty much in line with this. I'm going to slope this down to it, but I'm trying to save the chalk at the moment, so I'm going to get rid of all the stuff on top. That can all go over here. Once we get that piled down, then I'll start digging this chalk down to its level as well. Should be nearly 1 metre deep at the back. That's the plan there. So yeah, up to here is all level and where it wants to be, certainly for now anyway. I can do my final trim, etc. when I come to dig my footings, which will be next week sometime. So yeah, job's doing okay. Pro is over here, sexy looking bit of kit, those black wheels, bit dusty, bless it, but yeah, it's doing a good job. Not the most space in the world to work, but basically loosen it all up with the back actor, get it loose, then you can get in here with a sort of front shovel and scoop it out and fire it on the pile. It doesn't take really that long at all. You can certainly keep ahead of the muckaways. So yeah, it's doing all right so far. Well, you join us on the job a couple of days later. Just been doing some digging out. Got all this reduced down now. Not quite to the reduced dig level it needs to be. It's about 150 mil off at the moment, but I need to dig my footings in this. Obviously, I've got to put the soil, so then you can rotate 180 with the backhoe, so you've got to stick it on top of the oversight, then scrape it off that, and then I can, once I get the footings in, give it the reduced dig final trim. But she's down to the level she needs to be for now, and it's obviously wide enough to get all of the footings in, because that's the key here. It is going to be an interesting dig, especially for a newbie backhoe operator, because I can't go up here and pull this footing sort of that way because I've got that pile and the gas tank in the way, and then over here I've got a fence and stuff. I could actually sit up beyond that, it's next door's driveway, but I could get on there and finish this kind of corner in here. Anyway, we'll work it out. That's the joy of it. So far it's been a pretty good tool. Shifted about, I think we're on load 10 will be what's behind it now, so it's done quite well. It certainly hasn't been long or strenuous days. In fact, mainly been waiting on lorries really. You could have dug it out much quicker. So yeah, it's been okay so far, and getting the hang of the 4-in-1 bucket, you know. I don't think that's too bad. You can sort of you end up with this sort of line here, obviously, that you'll always be left with. I don't think you'll ever get rid of that, but I'm pretty happy with that as a grade. It's around sort of 30-50 mil. Well, really, it's all sort of around the 30 mil, sort of lower than grade, which is at least consistent. But as I say, the grade was only picked from the corner there to start us off. The actual finished floor of this is going to be 75 mil higher than my datum at the front. So technically this is already dug out by 130-ish mil for the reduced dig, which is absolutely fine. Just got a little bit in the corner here to finish, but yeah, waiting on lorries again. Not too bad. So another update on the job. Things have moved on a bit since you've last seen it. All the drives now dug out, reduced down to formation level. Type 3 stone is coming in next week for that, so we'll get all that spread out. Just starting to put the edgings in now. We're going up to this corner, and we've got a run coming down here. Ducts are in for power and water. That's one day going to go that way. Bit of drainage in around the outside. Got the French drain in. Got most of the sub base down in here. Needs obviously whacking, but it's pretty much there. And then blinding, etc. Mesh has arrived. So we're doing quite well, really. It's not been too bad. Weather's obviously on side. Helps that the relentless sunshine has been a blessing and a bit hard to work in occasionally, but yeah, not going too bad. So next week, got a tilting bucket coming for the 3CX. Going to rip all this down here, grade all that kind of back as a bank. This kind of topsoily turf pile was the stuff I stripped day one, and it's a bit of a mess really. I'm sort of thinking I'll get me land rake bucket on that, maybe riddle the worst of the turf out, hopefully get some topsoil out of it, because it's so thin. You can see all this ground here, you know, it's got loads of bricks in it here, and it gets worse around this corner. It's all been made up over time. There used to be a railway actually at the back here. There's an old railway bridge over there, so they used to use this as a timber yard and strip things out of the estate and things. So it obviously used to be, I mean, there's even bricks, and you can see type 1 in the bank at the top. So it's been used as hard standing in the past. It's not going to be the nicest, but we've got to try and reuse what we can from this. I mean, I was tempted to try and screen it, borrow a mate's screening bucket. I could run that on the Jake, but to be honest, the turf's so lumpy. I'm not going to gain much more than I would just with the real bucket. It's so dry. You know, I can rake through that with that rake bucket in not a lot of time, and hopefully gain some soil. Same thing for here. Just got to bank that down and fill in all round here. So you're trying to reuse what we can. I mean, you know, if we have to get a bit more gear, so be it. But that's the plan. So yeah, that's how we're doing so far. Next week, probably pour concrete Thursday. That'd be good. Get all that finished up. But by then we'll have the drive in, topsoiled up. Yeah, should be done. Another few days. Very nice. Well, that's the job finished. Got a load of edgings in to demarcate the driveway, and got this bank over here graded back. There's so much brick in it. It's very difficult to get a nice finish, but done my best with that. That'll grow grass okay and pick whatever's left. Got some more of the saved topsoil over here. It is a bit lumpy, a bit turfy, but it'll grow, and we can always top it up with a bit if required. Really, it's just a budget cost, really, trying to save save what we've got. If we need to top it up with a couple of tons of screen stuff, we can, but it's doing the job. Oh, of course, a little bit of pile of backfill here. When the walls all get built up, I'll return to do that, as I will with the driveway. I'll give this another whack when the building work's done and gravel up. But that's the plan. But yeah, it's not been too bad as far as using the backhoe for a job. It's been sort of elements where it's been a bit tricky, space has been tight, and of course you only have that 180-degree sort of working envelope on the back, so you do have to think a lot about positioning with that machine. But I started off on this job £200 up, because that's what it would have cost to transport like a 6 or 8 ton machine here, which would have sort of done the job maybe a little bit faster in some elements, but I don't think it would have been as versatile. You know, using the forks for moving pallets of blocks around, loading out, all of that has worked really, really well with the backhoe. And of course, it's another 200 quid saved when you romp it home as well. So, you know, small kind of savings, well, they're decent savings really, but there's a compromise on some things that take a little bit longer. But not much longer really. So I've been very happy with it. It's been it's worked out quite well. I've still got a lot to learn, and I could no doubt improve my skills in operating, which would make things a little bit quicker. But I don't think it's doing too bad for someone who's really only been driving it 6 months, and of that, it's been parked up for probably 3 or 4 of those. So happy enough with that decision over a sort of an 8-ton track machine, certainly at the moment. And of course, on some of the other projects I do, it works out really well of being able to drive around these large estates and things. So yeah, happy with my purchase there. And of course, it looks great, and I always wanted one. So it's great to finally be able to do a job start to finish, as you've seen. Just got to get invoiced now. It's the key. Got to make some money. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of sort of longer how I go about doing a job. Again, using a new machine that's kind of unfamiliar to me and still getting used to, as you know. If you like it, again, please keep subscribing. It's great. I've got a bit of a community now, and you can always follow me on Instagram as well for kind of more up-to-date things of what I'm up to. Anyway, it's July. It's really, really windy. Let's go to job 2 now on a Saturday afternoon and get on with another job. Thanks, guys. See you later.